the City.
What is up, St. Louis City fans? Welcome back to another episode of Soul of the City, presented by First Touch Media. St. Louis City SC has officially clinched top of the West in our inaugural season.
Top of the league.
I don't think
the West.
any of us had St. Louis City winning it.
Nope.
I think most of us, I definitely said 8th.
Yeah, I said like scraping playoffs at best.
Yeah,
I said 4th, and everyone looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah.
And I also was like, yeah, maybe not, but
Definitely talking out of your ass.
Yep.
Dude,
But,
really, this team is freaking special, man. They earned their 17th victory the other night, which is the most for any inaugural MLS franchise.
Yep.
And over the next 2 games, they're going to go for a record amount of points in your inaugural season. LAFC had the most
57?
amount with 57 back in 2022. Back in 2018. They won the MLS Cup in 2022. So, yeah, there's a lot that we're playing for. St. Louis City, man, we're so freaking good.
Setting records, baby. It's good to see.
We're at full strength.
And keeping the record straight. You're not in Kansas anymore,
You're
Toto.
not. That Tifo was so
That was
cold.
so cool, bro.
Dude, I need that to be like printed out and like sold on like
T-shirts and shit. Yeah.
T-shirts, like
I'm sure you could find a Wizard of Oz.
Like,
I'd buy that NFT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. The energy, the match, like it definitely didn't start or play for most of it like it ended, but
definitely.
it was something.
We wore them down
Yeah.
throughout the whole game.
A very tense game,
Yeah.
especially the first half. Like, I really thought that could go either way.
Oh, absolutely. Berkey was massive in the beginning of that. Like, if we go down early, there's no way it ends like that.
And we'll get to like the saves that he made later in the pod, but I'm honestly a little pissed off at the team for not like holding it together and getting the man his clean sheet, because he deserves it.
It's so bad.
And they're just look, the game's wrapped up. It's 4-0. Like, nobody's head is in the right place anymore. You're like, well, fuck yeah, we won. But
you could see like the
him and Tim Parker,
him and
the
Tim
only
Parker,
2 people that are like,
they were angry at the end of it.
Bro, we gotta like see this out.
Yeah.
Play the 90 minutes.
And it's not the first time that's happened.
No,
this season.
absolutely
Like,
not.
There's been multiple games where we're supposed to have a clean sheet and we just fumble the bag in the last. Literally, it was the last minute of the game. There was +3, and we were in
the
92
minute,
plus 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
terrible.
Very disappointing.
Man,
That's disappointing, but overall the result is
right. It was amazing.
Exactly what we needed.
And exactly kind of. Did anybody call 4-1? I think I called 3-1.
I don't think anyone called 4-1. There
Okay.
were like some 3-0s.
I think I said 2-0.
Yeah. I don't think there were any 4-1s, but we beat them 4-0 last time. So to get basically the same result is showing a level of consistency that we have shown throughout the year.
Yeah. Who? What were your general thoughts? Like, who looked really good for you in that game?
Leuven.
Yeah. Yeah.
As usual. He just, the quality always shines.
Yeah.
Man.
I think we kind of take him for granted on the pod. Like, we talk around him.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he's not always.
He's the sun. You know what I mean? Like, everything revolves around Leuven, and I just want him to get his praise, because like it's just every night almost. Like,
and it's never incredibly flashy. He's just very technically skilled.
Yep.
He's never like doing some crazy move and beating somebody for pace or anything like that. He's just doing his job and distributing the ball effectively. And he gets 2 assists in this game for that, and both of them were beautiful.
prime.
So,
yeah. I think Berkey won man of the match on the
I saw that
on the city app.
I would say deservedly.
Yeah, the fan vote, and it's always because that you vote before we give up the clean sheet in the last minute. So
Right.
Well,
nothing new.
I would still give it to him if they score on either of those. Like the one where Shallowy slams it off the bar and it's definitely going in, and he is like scrambling back,
God.
throws his body at the ball, and
He
it
saves
just
it with his chest.
keeps it out. If that goes in, or the header that they hit towards his near post and he like dives and just hits it against the post and Nerwinski kicks it out. If either of those go in, that game could be totally different. When we go down 1-0, we historically don't like come back from it and win, but obviously we did that at Minnesota. So maybe we're changing our ways.
It's a game of momentum, especially with St. Louis City. If we give up a goal early, we're kind of like we don't look that great. If we go up early, we look amazing. So you're totally right. If either of those balls go in, we might be losing that game.
Yeah.
So even though 4-1, you wouldn't think that, but it's all about momentum.
Yep.
God.
And I mean, it's just crazy, like looking at Kansas City, like how they shaped their team. Because like before we scored, they were very much like in our end a lot of the game. Like they would counterattack. They would, have possession too at times.
Mm-hmm.
But then after we scored that first goal, like they just played like basically a low block the rest of the game. It seems like looking for a counterattack,
ready to break on a counter.
Like they just couldn't get out of their own end after we scored that first goal. It was really just great to watch.
It's very much so an emotional team, which I don't know if it bodes well necessarily for playoffs because you want a team that's just like no matter what is always going to be in it. But when we are flying high, it really doesn't get any better, I think, across the league because in 12 minutes we scored 4 goals?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
To have that firepower, some of them being worldies, some of them, I mean, Jared Stroud scored an amazing goal in this game. Like that tells you a lot about how we played.
I got props. I gotta right my wrongs from the last episode.
Yeah, let's start off with the Vasilev chance right at the beginning of the game. That should be
you want to know what the XG on that one was?
We can go look at it.
It was 0.47.
Yeah,
like that's that's the pre-shot model.
Pre-shot and then post-shot.
Post-shot was also 0.47.
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
He kind of put it at the goalie, but dude, it
was teed up for him,
and I want to see him bury that because he is probably the most St. Louis player besides like Miggy because he just embraces the rivalry and is very outspoken with the fans.
Yeah,
it would be a hell of a moment for him to get that, but
in the 7th minute,
start off.
Oh, I wouldn't have been stressing.
It would have been like a 9-0 victory. I feel like if we score that early.
I was sitting there at a wedding watching it on my phone, and I was just like, let out like a little bit of too much of a yell during some of the speeches. Yeah, gotta chill.
It's like, sorry, I didn't mean to be disrespectful. My favorite soccer team happens to be blowing the game.
Dude, and then there was another really good chance off a corner that kind of like got botched, and then Klaus shoots low and hard to the bottom of the net, and Amelia makes a great save.
Yeah,
that also could have gone in.
Yeah, I mean he had a great game. It was a battle of like great goaltending because there were tons of shots. The ending like shot stats on this game were 21 shots to 18 shots, 8 on target to 7 on target, 3 big chances to 2 big chances.
Such a good game.
Like, it was just end to end the whole time.
Yeah.
And for the most part, just incredible goalkeeping. And that's probably why Berkey gets that man of the match. I don't know. I think that we just had to get the first goal. That was so important.
Yeah. Credit to Kansas City, though. Like, I could see Peter Vermees, they always play like a possession-based game. This time I felt like they switched it up a little bit because they knew that like St. Louis would be exposed if they hit St. Louis on the counterattack. And I felt like they were really quick to like send a long ball, like switch a long ball to the other side of the field and try to beat St. Louis while we were too far up on our press. And a lot of the time, man, it almost worked out for them.
Yeah.
It was kind of scary.
They must have been taking notes, though, from our previous games because, like, when we played L.A.
Yeah, they did the same thing.
They did the same thing.
You have the ball.
When we lost to Seattle 3-0 early on, they were killing us with those long ball switches.
Yeah.
Like, that is something that is really going to test us in the playoffs because, like, we kind of are known for that high press now. And when we do that, we are very compact. We're very narrow. We pretty much get our whole team on, like, 1/3 of the field on the side. And if they can find an open player on the far side of the field, like, there's just acres of space for them to run into.
And that's where it really comes down to the 1v1 defending because those are, like, the guys who are left back there.
Yep.
Marcanic had a great game, in my opinion. He was looking really good.
I will say, though, he had a very nervy moment when he got his yellow card.
Yeah.
He, like, I don't know if you guys saw him do that little mini headbutt on the guy.
I thought he was going to get sent off.
Like, he could have easily gotten a red card for that.
Well, he just, like, shoves his head into the back of his or something and then, like, kind of nudges him with it. Yeah, it was, like, half headbutt.
I mean, if that dude flops.
Oh, like, yeah. It could go to VAR, be a call for a red card.
Seriously.
Like,
yeah.
And then on the other side of the pitch for the wingbacks, Nerwinski, I'm guessing, has earned his place back in this team.
He's looked amazing.
There was one moment.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember what I'm talking about? Where I think it was Shallowy. Yeah, Shallowy. Yeah. He completely chops up Nervinsky and Parker.
Yeah.
And it should have been a goal.
Oh, when he split
the two of them in
yeah.
the box. Mm-hmm. And then,
And then Berkey comes up with a giant save.
Let me see if I can find where that happened. Oh, that was the 34th minute, and it looked really bad.
Yeah.
It should have been a goal. Let me see what the XG on that chance was.
I feel like on the one hand, it does look bad, but
0.13.
as a defender, when you're in that scenario with another defender right next to you, in the box especially, you can't stick your foot out because, I don't know, he's going in between you and another defender, and, if he squeezes the ball through and then he follows that, you just have to let him go. You can't do anything in that scenario.
I think that the only thing you can't do as a defender there is let him get between you.
Yeah.
As two defenders that are, both basically squaring up the winger, just don't let him go between you.
Force him
to the line,
yeah.
or force him back outside where hopefully you've got more cover.
It was I felt like that was kind of an unforgivable moment, but I
think it's equally on Tim Parker though. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're both at fault there.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to Marcanic, 32nd minute, the best XG, the most XG chance in this whole game.
Yeah.
Was he plays a low driven cross. He beats his man, plays a low driven cross across the face of goal, gets past the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Klaus has to finish that in my eyes.
It was 0.98.
Yeah, because the goalie is on the other side of the goal, and he is sliding in to just tap it home, basically, and he just misses it.
And Klaus gets a foot on it.
Yeah, he gets a foot on it, and it just goes.
Yeah,
around.
And he knows. It's not like we're saying stuff that he doesn't already know. But damn, it's really something that has to be put away.
So. Something that I haven't really had the time recently to kind of get into the details of it. I would like to look at who has scored the most goals that I would consider importance factor goals. If you are either tying the game or breaking the tie, that goal in my eyes is worth far more than obviously Klaus looks like he played an amazing game if you just look at the stat sheet because he ends up with two.
Yeah.
But they're kind of garbage time goals. They're disgusting. Both of them are great goals, disgusting goals. But
Sam Adeniran has a more
I have a feeling
goal.
that Adeniran in general has probably scored the most important goals for this team because of the time that we have been missing Klaus. It could be Gio. I think it's either Gio or Adeniran.
It's Joa or
Sam.
Joa. Yeah, one of the two.
Definitely one of those two for sure.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see Klaus kind of bury those opportunities when we're at the deadlock a little more often.
Agreed.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, he did it in the last game against Minnesota. He scored a goal that broke the tie and we got the win. It's not like he doesn't do it. In this important of a game, you can't be missing that chance, I feel like.
Yeah. The next, we already kind of talked about the Shalloy shot off the crossbar. That was insane.
Yeah.
Dude, it looked like
really kept this.
It looked like he predicted, I don't know. He jumped before the shot was on target.
He did.
Well, because he was all the way on the other side of the
trying
goal,
to block Polito,
who just shanked it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was such
a
terrible.
Straight back across.
For those of you who haven't seen it, go to our Twitter and check out the edit that we made because Polito has an identical chances on the left side as Klaus does on the right side, and you will just see how both of them handled that. And it's night and day. I mean, Klaus buries his full volley. Yeah.
Very clinical. Yeah. And Polito that shoots it it's going out to the sideline.
Dude, it doesn't even register as a shot. It's not even a chance listed in the game.
Probably.
Yes, it was listed as a pass.
If Jared Stroud didn't have such a good game, I would have said it was Stroud-esque. But I can't say that.
I was about to say, because
no more disrespect.
I know, there's no more. Hey, we're
man,
re-signing him too.
Dude,
I take it back.
All right, so as we get further into this game, the money men come into the team.
Yeah.
The switch that we made at the 64th minute?
Around there. Yeah, it was 65th minute. But right before that was the Ndenbe chance.
Oh, that header.
There's a cross across and then Berkey gets down to the bottom and saves it. I just wanted to give Berkey more of his flowers.
Oh,
He does another
absolutely.
massive save before our subs come on, and then the
2
wheels.
great saves. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's after halftime. I mean, if they scored there in the, what was that, the 60th minute or something?
65th.
Yeah, 65th. Like, that's really like a demoralizing time to concede.
Oh, yeah. Because you're like panicked now. You're like, oh, I don't have time.
Yeah, we're running out of time.
get
We
this
just
done.
go down. So yeah, Berkey really,
Saving us per usual.
Yeah.
seriously.
Then the subs come on, Stroud and Joa for AZ and Vasilev.
Yep.
Just a different look. I don't hate those subs. I don't know. It's
I
just
thought
kinda
that AZ and Vasilev looked like our 2 worst players.
I
the night.
agree with the AZ take. I don't know if I feel that way about Vasilev. It was just kind of a lot of meh performances from anyone. No one was really standing out. I thought that AZ was one of the poorer performers.
Yeah.
But nobody was. It didn't look like anybody was ready to really like take the game and be the player that was going to make it happen.
Do you think it's because both of them played? We were in a 4-4-2 to start the game. Do you think it's because they both played the outside and they were supposed to play the width positions, even though both of them have been traditionally central players? Do you think that contributed to their issues? I actually don't think. I think FOTMob's rating on them, they both have them as our 2 lowest players in the game. I thought Jackson, he was like, he quietly has good games even though his rating is not good, like, because he'll receive the ball, quickly turn, and then distribute. And I appreciate that, and I feel like he still was doing that in this game. He might not have been taking as many shots, but I didn't think he was terrible.
I thought there were a couple times, and maybe I'm not thinking of the right game, that he took a couple shots that I thought he could have made the pass on.
I to like echo that. I feel like he doesn't see the field that well sometimes. Like, as a cam, I want you to be able to scan the field at like a moment's notice and make your decision instantly. And I feel like sometimes he'll get that turn and be staring at his feet and then end up having to like choose the lesser of 1 or 2 options because he's dribbled himself into like defenders.
Yeah.
But he didn't play like badly.
No.
I thought he had a good game. Like it wasn't
okay.
Yeah, it was just pretty.
It was
meh.
okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
Not bad.
So we get a little bit of injection of chaos though with the Stroudmeister showing up.
I feel like Gio at that kind of cam spot, man, he just drops into those half spaces more and understands what he needs to do to create the space for the strikers more than AZ does. And Stroud, you know, for all the bashing that we do of him on this podcast, he comes up with a goal and an assist off the bench in this game, and the energy that he brings, I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the starting lineup come playoff time.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, he's been like one of the best servants of the club thus far in terms of rotation players that also have a lot of starts. Every time Carnell pulls him out of the team, I feel like he just ends up putting him back in there. He's like, well, why did I do that?
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
I needed him. I mean, we finally get the breakthrough in the 72nd minute, and it wasn't due to the subs at all. I mean, this is a pure set piece. Leuven whips the ball in the only way he knows how, with all of the pace.
Yes.
Just a bullet.
Yeah.
And Sam Adeniran does really well, I think, to flick a ball from behind him into that.
That was a really
the
great
goal.
header.
Yeah.
It also
so difficult.
Icing on the cake of scoring the like game-breaking goal is that Pulido is the one marking him, and Pulido has the leverage. He's in front of Adeniran, jumps up, closes his eyes, and just totally misses the ball.
Yep.
But
Huge.
yeah, giant. Like if we don't score that, it could be a 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
It gets, you know, it's just a nail biter, and you hate to see that, especially at home against our arch rivals. Like we went there, lost a game that we probably should have gotten more from based on some poor refereeing decisions. Yeah. For them to come here and possibly get a result, or like even a tie, or a more respectable win or like loss than this, would have done us as fans some injustice, because we
deserved what
we've
happened.
talked a lot of shit on the internet, and we wanted them to back it up.
We deserve to. Like
they're not
Sporting
good.
sucks.
Yeah.
I feel like this might have officially dropped them. I mean, they're out of the playoff picture
they're in
as we
10th.
speak. They're in 10th. It's not like I guess they still have a shot, but this
They
really
still have an extra game on FC Dallas, though.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, they've played an extra game over them, so
Yeah.
that will make it hard for them.
They have
38 points from 32 games played.
They play Salt Lake and Minnesota to end the season.
Oh, that's kind of crazy because Minnesota and them are tied on points right now. Minnesota has a game in hand on them, and then Salt Lake actually did us our favor last night by clinching the West with them beating LAFC.
Yeah.
Well, no.
So
Shouts
we didn't
out
know,
Salt Lake.
Yeah, for real.
We didn't know we were going to clinch the first place with this win because we still needed Seattle and LA to drop points, but they both did, so we ended up clinching on Sunday, the day after.
It's great to do against your rival too.
Yeah, I agree.
There's been so much shit talked about, like KC, Kansas. The mayor responded to Riley
on
yesterday.
Twitter, and
that was hilarious.
There's good and bad. There's good things about KCMO and KCK. We're sick of you guys talking about Kansas, and we were like, yeah, but there's nothing good about Sporting Kansas City. So
yeah.
Shut up, mayor. Isn't he the mayor on the Missouri side too?
That's really kind of the point I was trying to make the other day. It was like, all right, Quentin Lucas, like you're gonna speak for the people of Wyandotte County who paid for that stadium with their tax money. You guys are all the same, huh? Let's just pool the Kansas City money and throw it into Wyandotte County. I don't know.
I feel like he is just really
butthurt.
He's got some egg on his face in this situation.
He's
the one that was like, "We are the soccer capital of the U.S." and then we've like
loser.
Pooped on them twice. Like it hasn't been close. So.
I will say one other thing about that Leuven free kick. Stroud did win that free kick. That Adeniran.
Okay.
So
then maybe the subs
are making a difference.
Let's get to Stroud right here. Literally, like minute after. Okay,
before the Stroud chance.
Yeah.
Shouts out Adeniran, gets a goal on his birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Oh yeah,
happy
Stroud
birthday,
scored while they were singing "Happy Birthday."
Oh, seriously?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Which is like
the fans were.
Yeah, the fans were singing it in the stadium, and I think it got cut short because of Stroud's goal. But I don't think Sam will mind too much.
Yeah,
fuck your birthday. We banging, and honestly, this Stroud finish is well taken.
It is. It's a great goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Fontas.
Well, it's a bad clearance by Sporting KC off the bat. And
is it Fontas, the center back, that makes that clearance?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm unsure.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
He's like against the goal line, right? And just kicks it out and rifles it at him, and has probably the best touch of his whole year.
It's true.
And settles it, dribbles right around one defender, and then with his weak foot, tucks it in the far corner.
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't just like a bad giveaway. Like that,
there was pressure from Leuven and Adeniran. I feel like
it was great.
Another press from Adeniran. You'll see that again later on in these highlights. He just was rampant. Yeah. It's tough to take him out of the lineup. I know Joe. You guys love Joa. I also love Joa, but I feel like Sam just provides like pace that Joa doesn't have.
He's
and like
the
power
most
with
direct
the shot
player we have on the team.
Yeah.
By far. He's looking to go to goal.
Yeah.
Like every time he touches the ball.
I love that out of our striker.
Who do you guys think is a better hold-up striker between him and Klaus?
Klaus,
for sure.
Yeah. But Sam's better at getting in behind.
Yeah. Yeah, Klaus is definitely the better passer, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, Klaus distributes really well. Sam definitely lacks in that department.
Out of all three, who's the best at distributing? Joa, Klaus.
I
think it's Klaus, yeah.
I feel like there's an argument for Joa.
I think there is too, but I feel like
even though he's
not in the team, so
yeah. 79th minute. We're talking about Adeniran's press. He forces them to give up the ball. Leuven picks it up, and then you can see Leuven and Klaus make eye contact, and Klaus just like is by himself in the back post run. Leuven places that ball perfectly, just like all class, just an absolute class ball over the back, and Klaus is full volleys it into the back post.
Oh,
Alan Polito could never.
Yeah,
he could never.
I mean, this is a nutty goal. But it gets outshone by the next one.
It really does. I don't even want to talk about this one that much. There's not. Like, we're already up 3-0 at this point.
It's 3-0 at this point. Leuven gets his second assist of the game. Well deserved. He put in a shift.
I do want to like highlight the XG stats on the first Klaus goal because the post or the pre-shot model is 0.21, and then the on target is 0.79. So
wow,
it's like, I don't know. In my head, that shows that Klaus did a lot to. He finished a difficult chance to put it on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the next one, we'll talk about a difficult chance. This doesn't even.
Casey looked demoralized because
Yes.
we just passed like directly across the top of the box. It was Leuven to Stroud to Klaus, just in a straight line.
Yeah.
Like
So much time, so much space. Like, no one's closing.
Yeah.
They're just kind of like standing there waiting for something to happen. And something absolutely happens because Stroud passes it to Klaus. He takes kind of a bad first touch, honestly.
I think he was trying to chop to his left foot, and it just popped up in the air. But then he just improvises, doesn't even let it. The weird part, it looks so odd because he chopped with his right foot, and it pops up, and then his right foot doesn't even
hit the ground
again. It just stays up, and he like off balance hits it, just buried into that side netting.
Yeah.
He got so much power on that somehow. Like,
I have no idea. That is a wonder goal.
Yeah.
I don't know if it deserves goal of the season, but I think it will be up there at the end of the season.
Maybe not in the whole MLS, but for
for St. Louis.
For St. Louis,
I think it will definitely be up there. For
the two that stick out in my mind are
Joa.
Joa's like crazy fucking flick.
That goal.
I think
might
that
be
has
goal
to
of the
win
season just because it's like
unreal.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Like, if I tried this Klaus goal 100 times, I might score it once.
Out of 100,
Yeah. If I try that Joa one, I don't think I'm ever putting that in. Man.
Give me 1,000 tries and I don't get that.
I don't think I put that in. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then there was one shot. I think it happened before the Klaus goal, but Adeniran ripped one from range. Do you guys remember that?
Oh yeah, and it goes off the head of who's their center back, Rosero.
Yeah.
He blasted.
The thing is
that,
rifled,
man.
man.
That thing is hit.
I feel like we haven't had a chance to really see Adeniran's left foot, even though like from our scouting, even before the season started, we were like, watch this man's left foot. It's crazy. Like he will pop from range. When he was playing for San Antonio. Those were all his goals. He just bent balls in from outside the box. You kind of got to see like a glimpse of that, and
it's kind of honestly done him a disservice how good his left foot is, because I think that he plays on the left and Klaus plays on the right because Carnell is like, dude, you can bury it from like anywhere. Like, I'm gonna put Klaus on the right hand side and give him his favorite foot, because we've seen him cut in from that left hand side and like hit those low driven across goal. Into the bottom corner. So
I think why they do it is because he wants them to cross with their dominant foot.
Yes.
So,
but Klaus is left-footed, is he not?
I thought he was right-footed.
So. Oh, really?
Because that Austin shot, you remember when he Triveled
he Triveled it. Yeah, you're right.
He would have used his left foot if he was left-footed there. Yeah.
No one ever Trivellas with their weak foot. I don't even think that's possible. For me, at least.
Yeah, I don't know.
Throw me in a Veta game and anything is possible.
5-star weak foot players. We'll see.
Oh, my gosh. And then we just got to talk about the last fucking minute of this game, dude.
Just like, sleeping.
We take off all the mainstays, and
we take off Markinick.
Yeah, we took off Markinick. Well, then which makes sense because Markinick was on a yellow. Markinick was on a yellow.
Yep.
Yeah.
And guess who was marking that guy who scored the header?
It was Hebert.
It was the Hebert.
And it looks pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. If you watch that one back, he just gets dunked on. Like,
yeah. It's not good.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we were hyping up Hebert early on in the season, but
he hasn't seen the field in forever.
Yeah, I think he's
for
definitely
a start, at least.
Lost his spot. I don't know if is he our best backup left back?
I was gonna ask you the same thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'd have him above Nelson.
I was about to say
but I haven't seen Nelson for months.
Yeah,
so
months on end.
I can't even really say that confidently yet. Yeah.
So Roman Berkey doesn't get his clean sheet. Can we still
say that
get him
MVP?
an MVP?
I don't think we can.
You don't think so?
No.
If he keeps 2 clean sheets in these next couple games, do you think we could still make the argument.
I don't even think he would be number one goalie or the goalie with the most clean sheets if he got these two.
That's true, but I think he will have the highest save percentage, most shots against at the end of the league, and likely the most like XG saved against. Like in this game, he saves an extra 0.75 XG, like basically saves us a goal.
Yeah,
definitely saves us a goal for both of those chances, the Shallowy and the Ndembe header.
The header.
Yeah.
I'm looking up clean sheet stats right now.
Oh, I gotcha.
Berkey
It just sucks because we did make Riley did a bunch of research and made honestly a great case. I think part of the case is that there truly isn't an outstanding MVP caliber player in the MLS this year, I don't think.
Yeah.
And that helps him for sure because it's difficult to give it to a goalie. Like any award, it's just hard to give it to a goalie except for goalie of the year, I guess. But to see him like end up with nothing this season, because if somebody has more clean sheets, I don't know if they even give out an MLS Golden Glove. But like,
they have an MLS Goalkeeper of the Year.
Yeah. Really?
I don't know if they
there's
call it Golden Glove.
No.
Yeah.
Is it just a default like you kept the most clean sheets, therefore you get goalie
Isn't
of
it
the year?
On?
I thought it was voted on like
MVP.
MVP. Yeah.
I had no idea.
But Berkey has 8 clean sheets, and
Yeah.
there's like quite a few guys who also have more than that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if clean sheets is all that matters. Like I think you're right. You look at
Saves.
who's been shot on the most.
I mean,
like,
dude,
saves.
we get shot on. Like,
Yeah.
and we still win.
Without Roman Berkey, I don't think we're top of the West.
I think we're in like 5th or 6th,
Yeah.
man.
It's really
we're getting scored
it's
on.
that big a deal. They have. I wonder if they have wins above replacement in soccer. That is a stat in baseball that everybody's like so big on is WAR.
Mhm.
Like wins above replacement for Berkey. I'm gonna look that up off air at some point.
Yeah, it's definitely something worth looking into because
Yeah.
I think that and then the big one in like at least in Prem is the XG against versus the actual XG conceded or like goals conceded. Like Alisson, who is probably considered the best goalkeeper in the world, saved something like 10 or 11 goals last year above his like what he actually conceded, which is like nuts.
Yeah.
And he pretty consistently does that. So I'd be interested to see what the stats are for Berkey doing that. We can definitely put together a little bit of a research panel to make that happen for next episode.
Yeah. At the end of the night, Berkey was 6 for 7 on his saves. He had 4 diving saves. 2 of them were massive. I think we covered that. Something that I thought was kind of interesting was Klaus and Joa are now tied for goal total.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was
crazy.
a little bit weird to think about because Klaus was out for so long.
He scores goals in bunches.
Yeah.
Like pretty consistently. I think God, they flashed this stat on the screen while the game was happening, and I forget exactly how many it is, but he might have something like 4 or 5 multi-goal games this year, which is ridiculous considering he hasn't played more than 15 games, 20 games.
That stat made me think if he was healthy the whole season, would he be
the MVP?
Would he have the most amount of? Would he have the Golden Boot? Would he be the Golden
I think
Boot
he would
winner in the
definitely be
league?
competing for it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he has 10 in 15 matches compared to 15 goals for Acosta and the guy from Atlanta. I can't remember his name.
Thiago Almada?
Starts with a G. Nope.
Giamakis.
Yeah,
Could be him.
Giamakis. Yeah.
And Hani Mukhtar. I mean, like, they've all played all season. So
Dude, that's a shit year for goal scoring. If
It
like
really is.
your Golden Boot is 15 and 34.
yeah.
And the thing is, like,
That's nuts.
the first, like, 7 games of the season, people were at, like, 10 goals.
Yeah. Oh, it was nuts because he was scoring a ton in those first 5 or 6 games that he was playing, and then he got injured. He probably scored 6 in those first like 5 or 6 games, and then got injured. And people were ahead of him,
Yeah.
like substantially, not just by like 1.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I don't know. We don't need to reminisce because hopefully, no matter what we do this year, I know we were outside of the MLS stadium last week asking who's your favorite player and would you sell them to win the MLS Cup. Even if we win the MLS Cup, I don't think we're selling Klaus. I think he's here for a while.
Dude, I don't know. Like, he's the type of player who has had Europa League experience, like got minutes against Man United.
Yeah.
Like, and you put together a season like this, I think Europe is going to come knocking.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
I think the injury hurts his case a lot. Like, being out for that substantial amount of time hurts him for sure.
That's true. But
I think we're going to get a lot of eyes on a lot of our players.
Oh, for sure.
But, I mean, the thing that I was going to say, I think that, like, obviously, yes, it would have been nice for Klaus to compete in the Golden Boot race. I think that him being out, though, improved our team as a whole, though.
Yeah, learning to live without him.
Yeah, it made people step up. It made us look for other, like, goals had to come from somewhere else.
Yeah, we actually had to. I'd say we didn't have as much of an identity at the beginning of the season as we do now in terms of the way that we play and the way that we create chances. And it's still chaos. It's just a more organized chaos
It's
now.
Controlled chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel so good about where we're at headed into the playoffs. Like, locked up the number 1 seed, massive for the playoffs because we're going to always have the home field advantage.
Yeah.
Man, like...
No, it's huge.
I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. We have a little bit of work to do left, where we face Vancouver, I believe, next Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a quick turnaround, so that'll be nice. Let's see.
Yep. Oh, no. Wednesday.
This
Wednesday, October 4th.
Okay, I would like to see rests.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Absolutely.
I
For the
want to
next
go.
2 games?
I would like to go all out against Seattle on Saturday, but I don't. Like, we're going on the road to Vancouver. I don't care about that game. I simply don't. We've already clinched the first place. I don't care. Let's rest our players.
I do care about setting the number of points record because I don't want LA to have it.
What's the number of points? How many do we need?
We have 56. We need 57 to tie them.
So
and if we get 58, we own it. So
Yeah, I do want that.
I want that too. I
So
feel
But
like
also,
we
do need a rest. It's been a long season.
Yeah.
Kind of like the last game against... Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Minnesota. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to
Rotation.
see similar amounts of rest, and then hopefully, if we're not winning, by the
bring
time
in-
that you bring in the big boys,
Oh,
bring in
man.
Leuven, you bring in Klaus, you hope that they can get it done at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, even if Joa starts, because, I mean, if that's who our rested option is.
Yeah,
like,
I'm pretty.
I don't, like, he's
Cool.
good enough to start.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And I'm not going to take anything away from the game if we get beat comprehensively and he doesn't even end up putting in those players. Like, if we are losing 2-0 by the 65th minute, I'd rather he keeps him on the bench.
really?
I'll just sit
you
him.
just feel
Yeah.
like you take the L there?
Yeah, you just take the L.
What if you're down 1-0? You bring him in?
You bring him in.
Yeah.
You try to get a point. Like, if you can
Vancouver
get a point.
is not bad.
No, they're sixth right now.
Yeah, they're 6th in the East.
Well, they've been
West.
surging because I
They're the
remember the
West.
last time that we played them, I think they were in like dead last or close to it the last time we played them.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. They just tied their last 2 games and lost the 2 before that. So maybe they were kind of falling out of form.
But they definitely turned it around
Yeah. No, they were.
in terms of where their season was going and where it is now.
Yeah.
They're going to make the playoffs. I don't think we would see them even in the first round because they're in 6th. We would play either
8th or 9th.
Dallas or San Jose currently is how it sits, but Sporting KC
could
could
be KC,
also
yeah.
sneak back
Dude,
in there.
I really hope
Oh.
so. You guys saw that video of the MLS Next Pro where they you pick your opponent. Like the
Yes.
higher seeds get to pick
Oh
their
my
opponent.
gosh, yeah,
And
that's-
Klaus, or not Klaus, Lutz is like sitting there on this Zoom call, and KC just ducks us.
Yes.
Like he's like, bro, we already ordered the buses, and now I have to go cancel them. Like
That
this
is
sucks.
so funny,
He's
man.
like, I thought you guys were gonna like pick us because we're there. I think they are probably the easiest opponent they could have picked, and they decided to go with San Jose.
that's
nuts.
they're bitch made for that. I'm
what
not
I'm
gonna lie.
saying.
You are so soft if you're not picking us. Like,
That is crazy.
crazy, bro. Oh my god. Who do we end up playing at? Austin? Is that who we end up picking?
No,
I
I think
watched
we
the video.
played San Jose.
San
I think
Jose.
they picked
They
Austin.
picked
They picked
Austin.
Austin.
Okay,
That's-
and
that's
then
what I
we
got
are playing
mixed
San
up.
Jose. Sorry, I didn't mean to mix that up. But still, like, what? Why are you ducking the rivalry? Like, we can make it a rivalry from the bottom to the top.
I
man.
know.
Like, it should be. That's like what makes sports great is rivalries and emotion.
That reminds me of back in high school, our rival. They
Yeah.
also decided to
Brentwood.
duck us.
Yep.
Yeah. So soft, man. All right, let's move on. That's just like the worst thing.
You know a crazy stat? Is this current?
Yeah, this is current.
Real Salt Lake is the 2nd seed right now, and they have -2 goal difference.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Dude, bro, what?
The goal difference stats in the MLS are crazy. So the worst is -23, Colorado. They are terrible, and that's why Kroenke out all day.
All day.
In terms of other teams that are going to make the playoffs that have a negative goal difference, you got Portland in 7th with -7 goal difference. San Jose with -4 goal difference right below them. And then if you go to the Eastern Conference, this one actually looks like...
It looks normal.
It looks pretty normal.
Looks normal.
Looks pretty normal.
Look at Montreal, though.
Yeah, Montreal, -18 goal difference, somehow going to make the playoffs. This is nuts, man. It is just... I mean, to be fair, they do have 11 wins to New York City FC's 8 and are somehow below them in the table because New York has drawn so many games.
Draw merchants.
Yeah, 14 draws on the year. Yeah, Montreal has lost 16 games just straight up, so they are not good. When we went to play them, I think that game ended up being kind of dicey because we couldn't find a goal, but we ended up getting one.
But isn't that the game that we subbed in all the big dogs and then we won 2-1?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because they had Timu Pukki score that.
No, that was Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But I'm not afraid of them either.
They both
I'm
suck.
honestly more afraid of the teams that are currently in the playoffs based on the current table for the West than any of the teams that could come up or go down. I'm less scared of Portland and Vancouver and Houston than I am of San Jose and FC Dallas.
I don't know, man. Portland, they beat us at home. They were one of the few teams that beat us at home this year.
We beat them at home.
Yeah, that's true.
And honestly, I think we're better now than when we played them. So,
Agreed. They've been out of form as well, I think.
Like San Jose, it's just the teams with like really high quality players in certain positions that I am worried about. Like if Christian Espinoza goes up against Nerwinski for like 90 minutes, I am scared.
Yeah.
I'm fearing that. I'm not fearful really of the Pirate of the Caribbean, Jesus Ferreira, but maybe they'll just lose. That would be nice.
Oh, we say that, but didn't he score against us?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
What about Seattle?
It was fluke. It was the weird like 38 minutes of game that we had left from the 0-0 tie.
Who cares?
Yeah, that's when he scored against us.
Yeah.
And then he didn't play the time that they came to town recently, and they went down to 10 men, and we ended up winning the game.
Yeah, Dallas is kind of out of form, but I think it's because Jesus Ferreira was hurt for so long.
I think they had quite a few injuries that were
like
bringing them down.
Because Paul Arriola was hurt for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see.
Vancouver, though, last time we played them was back in May. We beat them 3-1, if you remember.
Yeah.
Leuven scored. Miggy scored.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah, it's pretty memorable.
Who else scored off the bench?
A relic of this
it was
team.
An own goal, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
You think he'll bring Miggy back up to like the bench just so that he can throw him on in like the 90th minute of a playoff game and get a big like rise out of the crowd?
I actually don't think so.
I don't think so either.
We have so much depth at this point. Like it was like Miggy was vital in the middle at the beginning of the season and in the middle of the season. Like when our depth was absolutely tested.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're full strength, man, and like we're going into the playoffs with Blom, Leuven, Vasilev, AZ's a player now. Like
honestly, it says that he is injured until late October.
Yeah.
So not sure where that's going. And then Bartlett's also late October.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing our injury history with our team, that's probably actually February of next year. So
part of me thinks that the Klaus thing was a whole conspiracy.
Why do you think it was a conspiracy?
Because none of us could really figure out what his injury was. They said just like muscle injury, right? Nobody
it was
really
like a quad injury, and apparently there was like fluid that kept like popping up in like bubbles.
Shrouded in
whatever that
shrouded
means.
in secrecy / bullshit. I don't know. The whole thing seemed kind of weird to me. 2 weeks turned into 2 months, turned into I don't know. All the way in, it was probably like over 2 months.
It's not like he was like in Colombia getting fucking hair transplants or something. Like I don't know why they would
to rest
lie
him. To rest
to
him.
just rest him.
No, that's
for that long.
I don't know. Maybe I'm spreading conspiracies on the internet, but
you are definitely flat earthing right now. I cannot believe this.
You know what I haven't seen in a while?
I think if we could have gotten Klaus back at the time that we like didn't know Adeniran was good and were really struggling for goals because Gio hadn't really found any form as a striker yet, we would have absolutely put him in the game.
You forgot about the Sam Adeniran character arc that needed to happen.
It's true. That absolutely needed to happen.
Yeah. We bring him back even though there was all some shouldn't have even gotten loaned out.
It's true. You can't time skip in real life.
Yeah.
Only in anime.
Not filler. Like definitely like canon
events there.
Yeah.
You know what else is canon?
Sam
Sporting
Adeniran's
KC being shit.
They're so fucking bad. Oh, I hope they don't make the playoffs, and then they continue to be like, we're still the soccer capital.
Yeah, I just cannot wait to go back there.
Or they make the playoffs and we play them again at home and we beat them 4-0 again.
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
If we can make like a 2-0 type thing where we're just beating them with at least like 4 goals on our side every time we play them, that would be sick. But I don't think it's happening just because we're not going to play them until next year whenever we go there or they come here for the regular season because I don't think they're making the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't either. We'll see, though.
Tough games. Yep. Anything on Vancouver that you guys want to say? Like, what have they been up to? They haven't been that great. What stats are they?
They have Sebastian Berhalter.
They good at anything? Brian White, 14 goals. That's actually not bad.
That's almost tying the Golden Boot, right?
Yeah, right now the Golden Boot's at 15. Dude, Ryan Gauld has 22 goal and assist contributions combined. Brian White has 18. So they're like a 2-man squad, it seems like.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you look at City's contributions, the goals are coming from everywhere. You'll see, I know that Leuven's at 15 for goals plus assists. João Klaus is at 12. Joaquini's at 11. Stroud's at 10. Adeniran's at 9. Like, that is depth, my man. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like solid contributors. And then Indy's your next best guy, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah. I am a little sad for Indy because the last game that he was really a star was this exact fixture where he scores an early goal and then hits that absolute pearl with his left foot that Gio lays off to him.
When he was playing the 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hasn't seen it since, really.
I don't think he's ever going to get to play in that position.
I don't think he will either.
Which is so sad, but
I know.
Also makes sense.
I know.
If we had another
Riley's fucking balled up fist Arthur emoji constantly.
If we had another like 8 or 6, I think we could like sub Indy and Aziel Jackson at the 10, like interchangeably.
Yeah.
But Indy just has to play that other 8 so often.
Yeah.
That's what he gets for being so darn good.
Such a versatile player, you know? Don't get to be the star.
The multi-role utility tool of the team.
All right, well, cool. I guess we. You guys have anything else?
Nope. That's about it.
Score predictions for
Vancouver
on Wednesday.
2-1. Bench boys get it done. Give us the record.
I agree. That's a good prediction. I think it's going to be closer than what our full strength team could maybe manage. But I would like to see some rest. I'd like to see Alm play. I feel like he hasn't played in
He's been hurt,
weeks.
so he's coming back.
I'm banking on a Celio goal here.
Ooh.
I've been wanting to see him kind of cut in off the left and just bang one, and I feel like he's going to just pearl one into the far right.
I think he's definitely going to start.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe Nokvi as well.
That would be nice. To see him come into some form coming into the playoffs would be amazing because I don't think we
haven't seen him really
enough.
Yeah. Is he better than Isak Jensen? We loaned out.
Yes,
Jensen.
definitely better than Isak Jensen. Better than any of our other bench options. I'm not sure about that yet.
Yeah. I would like to see Nokvi left wing, Gio up top, Celio on the right, like a 4-2-3-1 type of deal. You know.
Vasilev at the 10.
Vasilev at the 10.
Rest AZ.
Absolutely.
I mean, they both got 60 minutes against KC, so they probably could both probably play. They probably both will, honestly, and Leuven sits.
Do you guys think Carnell thinks it's important to get this record?
Yeah,
Yes.
he does.
You
He
think
said
so?
it.
Okay.
He said
he
it.
did?
Yeah,
Okay,
he said
cool.
it in his press conference. So all good. We're also top of the league in goals scored. We're tied with Columbus at 62 goals, which is pretty freaking amazing for a team that we just threw together. That's amazing.
Lutz and Carnell were this is kind of ragtag bunch, people that were outcast by their former team.
They called us a MLS Next Pro caliber team.
That's crazy.
Sasha Kleshtin had us in dead last.
Yeah.
Doesn't know ball. All right. You guys said 2-1. I'm going to say 1-0 City win. It's going to be tough.
I would like a 1-0.
Tough away. But
Who's bagging
we'll
one?
get it done. I like Celia.
Okay.
I'll take that. Yeah.
Gioa scoring. I'm calling it.
Okay.
I want to see him score goals, man. I love it when he does.
He's going to seize the opportunity.
This will be a good test for our defense. Going into the playoffs with Brian White and Gauld coming at him.
Mm-hmm.
Just if they can clamp those two solid MLS players down, I feel like that's all the confidence you need going into the playoffs.
Yarrow was not on the bench against KC, was he? Because he had back tightness.
No, he wasn't. Yeah.
So I wonder
Do you guys
if
think that that's the starting pairing? Is Nielsen Yarrow or is it Nielsen Parker?
I think Tim Parker.
When in the next game
playoff
or
time,
in the playoffs?
18 playoff
it's
time.
Parker. It's Parker.
You
Nielsen.
think so?
Yeah. Come playoff times, I'm still I think Akil Watts could still win his spot back.
I think he could.
Playoffs.
I think that's honestly one of two places in this team that's up for grabs. I think the rest are just
What's the other
locked
place?
up. Center back. I think Yarrow, personally, I would pick Yarrow and Nielsen over Tim Parker. I think he's just, with Nerwinski and Tim Parker on that same side of the field, there is bound to be a gigantic mistake that happens.
Yeah, I'm partial to Yarrow as well, but I don't see Carnell doing that. I think Tim Parker is his guy.
Yeah,
you need Parker for the vibes.
Yeah.
He's just one of those people on the field that just
mullet men.
Yelling at people and running through them. Plus, he'll come up with a clutch header. I guarantee
That's true.
That will happen. Mark my words. In the playoffs, Tim Parker will have a clutch header sometime in the playoffs. I'm gonna call it. We'll clip it now.
Sergio Ramos,
later.
UCL final
92,
late header,
92-38.
Versus Atletico.
Goosebumps
when the mullet man starts running to the corner flag.
The Civil War general comes in.
That kills me, man.
Dude. All right. Well, we will see you on Thursday after the game. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out.
Peace. Thank you for watching this episode of Soul of the City, brought to you by First Touch Media and Anchor FM. Make sure to check us out on YouTube at First Touch Media, and all of our socials are at First Touch 314. Thank you for watching.